everyone, and welcome to our special edition of the Future of Parenthood, where we inquire about the fascinating world of alternative reproductive technology. I'm your host, Susan Bermeo, and this afternoon we have a distinguished guest who will guide us through this intriguing topic. Please join me welcoming Ms. Milagros Calahate, a registered nurse and expert in reproductive medicine and technology. Good afternoon, Ms. Mila. Have a seat. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, Ms. Mila.
Thank you for having me, Ms. Susan.
To start off, could you please provide us an overview of what is alternative reproductive technology entails?
Okay, alternative reproductive technologies or ART refer to a range of medical procedures and interventions designed to assist individuals or couples in achieving pregnancy when traditional methods are not successful. So these technologies include in vitro fertilization or IVF, intracytoplasmic sperm injection, and we also have egg donors, surrogacy, and other methods aimed at overcoming fertility challenges.
Alright, it seems that there are various options available for individual or couple facing infertility. So could you please tell us more about the most common used alternative reproductive technology procedures and how they work?
Certainly, Ms. Susan, IVF, for example, it involves the fertilization of an egg with sperm outside the body in a laboratory setting. So this fertilized egg or embryo is then transferred to the woman's uterus to establish pregnancy. We also have ICSI, which is a variation of IVF, where a single sperm is injected directly into an egg to facilitate fertilization. So this procedure is performed under the high-power microscope. And we also have egg donation, which allows women with diminished ovarian reserve or other fertility issues to conceive using donated eggs from a third-party donor. So last is we have surrogacy, which involves a woman carrying and delivering a baby for another individual or couple who may be unable to carry a pregnancy themselves. So we have two types of surrogacy. First is traditional surrogacy. The surrogate mother uses an insemination kit to become pregnant using unintended father's semen. So another type is gestational surrogacy. So it is the more physically and more complicated and more expensive. Here, both egg and sperm are taken from the intended father and mother.
So do we have this kind of technology here in the Philippines?
Yes, here in the Philippines, we have several infertility clinics that helps many couples have problems in conceiving to have successful results. So the first and only base IVF center here in the Philippines is located in St. Luke's Global City. It is the Center for Advanced Medicine and Infertility. So it was established in October 2021, and it provides couples seeking to conceive with fully integrated comprehensive fertility services that includes accurate diagnosis of infertility issues.
So which are most common used procedures here in the Philippines?
IVF is the most common type of ART and the highest successful birth rates, not only here in the Philippines and also in some countries like United States.
Oh, so how much does it cost?
Here in the Philippines, it costs 130,000 and above depending on the infertility clinics.
It's nice to know how these technologies have revolutionized the field of reproductive medicines. However, there are often ethical and social considerations associated with art. Can you shed some light on these aspects?
Absolutely. Art raises important ethical questions regarding the creation, selection, and deposition of embryos, as well as the involvement of third-party donors and surrogates. And there are also concerns about the potential exploitation, commercializations, and inequitable access to these technologies. So, additionally, our challenges traditional notions of parenthood and family, prompting discussions about the definition of parenthood, genetic connection, and the rights and responsibilities of individuals involved in the process.
So is IVF or ART legal in the Philippines?
There are no specific laws and regulations on IVF. Here in the Philippines, however, with regards to the subject of reproduction and fertility awareness, so the Philippine Family Code only recognizes artificial insemination. See, in a country where contraception is controversial and abortion is outlawed and reproductive rights are constrained, most couples cannot afford IVF. But things are progressively changing in Asia's so-person democracy, so the Philippines. So the Senate had passed the Reproductive Health Bill in December 2012, and the President, Benigno Aquino III, signed it into law. However, it has yet to be implemented due to resistance from ultra-Orthodox Roman Catholic Church. So, however, Pope Francis' more liberal view of our sexual and human reproduction may have a favorable impact on this issue. While government support of contraception is still being contested. So the IVF sector is expected to expand significantly. This presents of promising prospects.
So those are thought-provoking issues indeed. As we look forward to the future, what advancement or trends do you foresee in the field of reproductive or alternative reproductive technology?
With ongoing advancement in reproductive science and technology, we can expect to see continued improvements in the safety, efficacy, and accessibility of our procedures. So, emerging technologies such as mitochondrial replacement therapy, ovarian tissue transplantation, and artificial gametes hold promise for addressing complex fertility challenges and expanding reproductive options for individuals and couples. Additionally, there is growing interest in integration of genetic testing and precision medicine approaches to optimize reproductive outcomes and minimize the risk of genetic disorders.
Wow, that's exciting development lies ahead in the field of reproductive medicine. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for this afternoon. I want to extend my sincere thanks to our guest, Ms. Milagros Kalahati, for sharing your expertise and insights on alternative reproductive technologies.
Thank you for having me, Susan. It's been a pleasure and discussing this important topic with you and to our audience.
Thank you also to our audience for listening to this discussion, The Future of Parenthood. Join us next time as we continue to explore the ever-evolving landscape of reproductive health and family planning. Have a nice day, everyone!